Okay, now we're going to do class 12, which is the action plan. We got a lot of great ideas today. And what we want to make sure is that you walk away from this program clear on what your action plan is. Okay, we've given a bunch of different suggestions. I want to go over those suggestions with you. We're on page 18 of the workbook. You can look at all the different suggestions we have based on the principles of happiness that we've shared with you in this program. The first thing that I'd like to offer you is to continue to track your progress. If you really want to see how this is impacting you, go ahead every 3 days and track your progress using the skills that we've provided for happiness, for inner peace, for self-esteem. And as you get towards the end of this program, you're going to notice on the tracking sheet there is a scale called total improvement. We want to see what kind of shift you've had in these 3 different areas over the 21 days that you've done this program. Of course, some of you may want to do this program a number of times. Numerous people have done this program 3-4 times. I've personally been doing this program for over 10 years. Keep on getting deeper, keep on getting more benefit out of it. It's wonderful. It never ends. You can get happier, more productive all the time. And I think that this is going to be really helpful for you initially, just to see how this is working for you to use this 21-point scale. And the difference you would have would be from your top line. So let's say you start off with a -2, and all the way at the bottom on happiness, you're finding that you're a 7 or 8. So the difference would be 10 points. If it's -2 to +8, you're going to put a 10-point improvement there. 10-point improvement. Okay, just so you're able to track that. And we find that that's really helpful with people as they're seeing their progress. And of course, it's not always easy. Sometimes you'll notice it's staying kind of the same, maybe even going backwards a little bit. Keep on working with it. Don't make your final judgment until 21 days. Look at that overall improvement. And now we're going to go through specifics based on this program that are recommendations. But what I'm going to ask you once we've shared all those recommendations is for you to design an action plan that works best for you, that you're going to commit yourself to. What does that look like? Okay, so these are just recommendations. Feel free to take some of these recommendations. Feel free to improve on them a little bit for yourself. If you think, doing mindfulness practices 3 times a day is better than 2 times a day, go ahead and do that. If you think you want to just start with 1 time, go ahead and do that. And if you have something else that has come up based on all your goals, make sure that you have a solid action plan. So the first recommendation we have is to review your core values, mission and goals each day, and make a plan to accomplish 2 of the tasks listed each day. So review those ideas, review what makes you flow, review what gives you meaning, review your mission statement, because what can happen is if you just stay with the goals day in, day out, you may forget about the values that those represent. It's very important internally for you to, as you go through those motions, as you go through the physical actions of your goals, to always tie that back to your mission. And that's where some people get a little bit derailed, is they get really caught up in the action plan. They get really tied up in the goals and the tasks and the steps, but they forget to tie that all into their mission. And it kind of loses a little bit of inspiration for them. So if you want to recharge that inspiration, tie it all together. Why am I doing this again? Why am I getting up in the morning and walking, at this hour? I know why. Because it's my goal. Why is it your goal? Because it helps me accomplish my mission statement, helps me be healthier. And when I'm healthier, it's easier for me to connect with people, whatever your mission is. So make sure you're tying in and motivating yourself with your goals, because you're reminding yourself of what your values are, what your mission is. And the second thing is, don't try to take everything on all at once. You've got all these great tasks, everything you're going to do. Start small. We recommend choose 2 at first. Do 2 things on your goal list each day. These are not tasks you have to do. They're options for you. Think of them as options. You want to make sure that you're engaging in the process of moving forward with your mission each day. That will fill you up with that sense of purpose, which is essential. And the important thing here is that you're doing something. So we say a minimum. Try to do a minimum of 2 steps from your action plan, 2 steps from your goals that you wrote down earlier in this program each day. The next recommendation we have is to do one thinking worksheet, one ABC worksheet each day, the 3 columns. Find something that you're struggling with a little bit and what kind of thoughts you're having about that, and work on making those thoughts more realistic, more positive, more adaptive. If nothing comes up that day that's negative, great. Do a positive one. Think about what it was that happened that made me happy today, that gave me a sense of purpose or inner peace. What was I thinking? Just so that you can go through this process and clarify how your thoughts impact your emotions. The next one was the Be Human exercise, is practice looking at your mission statement each day and asking yourself, how am I doing? How am I doing with my mission statement? Check in with that at least once a day. If you're doing great, give yourself a pat on the back. Feel good about that. If you're struggling, you feel like you're not moving forward with it, create a plan. Today I'm going to take this small step. Tomorrow I'm going to take this small step. Remember, it's the small steps that are really effective for us. You start walking for 5 minutes, and that often goes into longer. But if you make those goals too high for an hour, it's going to be really hard sometimes to get activated with that. Next exercise was gratitude. Recommend finding 3 new things each day for 21 days that you're grateful for. Make sure you haven't used them before, otherwise you're not exercising that muscle, the gratitude muscle. Number 6 on this list, on page 18, increase your positive social connections, your social support. Send one positive communication to someone on your contact list. Let them know something you appreciate about them. Give them something positive from your mind that they can appreciate, and increase your relationship with them as a result of that. And another part of that was to practice unconditional positive regard, and you can do that with one person each day. So it doesn't have to be because you're having conflict, because you want to address something negative. You're just going to go out of your way each day to find one person to focus on and focus on all their positives. And of course it'll benefit them, but the most important piece here is it'll really start impacting you to be the kind of person that starts viewing other people and the positive that they do. And the last exercise we recommended was the mindfulness exercise, was to practice following your breath for 2 minutes, 2 times a day. And again, take these, we're going to do this exercise now. We're just going to look at all these different things, create an action plan for yourself. Right? You have all of these great goals and tasks you're going to take, but make sure that it's looking doable to you, that you have your different parts of your plan ready to go for this, and that you're going to be moving forward even past doing this class or past watching all the videos of this program, that you've set yourself up to continue doing that. And part of that action plan may be to continue watching the video, or at least certain segments of it throughout these 21 days that you're doing this program initially.